she leaves there, she should have to decontaminate in some way. I love that he knows exactly what kind of fracture it is and how quickly it will heal. Whoa, there's so much just creepy there. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Jess the MD. Thank you so much for joining me. Today, we are watching episode 2 of The Last of Us. We're gonna be watching this whole series, reacting to it. Let's jump right in.
Maaf, Pak. Apakah saya ada berbuat suatu kesalahan?
Tidak, tentu saja tidak.
Apa Bapak tidak salah orang?
Anda Bu Ratna, Profesor Mikologi, Universitas Indonesia. Kita memiliki orang yang tepat.
Iya, ini opiocordyceps. Tapi kenapa menggunakan klorazol untuk mempersiapkan slide?
Kami gunakan sebagai persiapan pengambilan sampel dari tubuh manusia, Bu Ratna.
Cordyceps tidak bisa bertahan pada manusia.
Unless it's weirdly mutated.
Kaki kiri bagian bawah, Bu.
It's still alive. Oh, that's
Working.
terrifying. I feel like when she leaves there, she should have to decontaminate in some way. Like, is she going into a decontamination chamber before she steps out and potentially infects other people? What's happening there?
Jadi kapan ini terjadinya, Pak?
Kurang lebih 30 jam yang lalu, Bu.
Di mana?
Di pabrik tepung dan gabah di barat kota.
Lahan yang sempurna untuk itu. Lalu,
Seorang perempuan yang tiba-tiba melakukan kekerasan menyerang 4 orang rekan kerja dan menggigit 3 orang diantaranya. Mereka kemudian mengunci perempuan itu di kamar mandi sampai kemudian polisi datang. Perempuan itu mencoba menyerang dan terpaksa harus ditembak.
lalu bagaimana dengan orang yang digigitnya?
Dibawa untuk diobservasi. Sayangnya beberapa jam kemudian telah menjadi keharusan sesuai dengan prosedur. Mereka harus tetap dieksekusi.
Siapa yang menggigit perempuan itu, Pak?
Kami tidak tahu, Ibu.
Jadi artinya mereka masih berkeliaran di luar sana.
What they're talking about here is contact tracing. Basically just trying to figure out the web of who infected who, from where, and get to the bottom of it. Patient 0, essentially.
Ibu Ratna, kami membawa Ibu Ratna kemari untuk membantu kami untuk mencegah penyebaran. Kami butuh vaksin. Butuh obat.
Saya telah menghabiskan waktu hidup saya untuk mempelajari hal ini. Jadi tolong dengarkan saya baik-baik. Tidak ada obat dan tidak ada vaksin.
Jadi apa yang harus kami lakukan?
Mulailah pengoboman. Bom seluruh kota. Dan seluruh orang yang ada di dalamnya.
The problem with the bombing the whole city logic is that with how quickly things travel, things move, people can travel by plane now, and this was in 2003. They could still easily travel by plane. You're not going to stop this from spreading unless you are completely eradicating all of human life on Earth and basically starting fresh, which is also not a thing that's actually going to happen. You'll have people, A, that hide out and remain, and B, you won't restart the human race that way because you will have completely eradicated it. That's what happens when animals go extinct.
Broken. Maybe a hairline. It'll heal fast.
I love that he knows exactly what kind of fracture it is and how quickly it will heal. I'm positive that he's encountered many a fracture during his time being a post-apocalyptic nomad. However, it's unclear how bad that is, and there's a wound there. Is it an open fracture? That leaves him open to something like osteomyelitis, infection of the bone. So questionable if it's gonna get better quickly. Just saying.
She made it through the night.
It doesn't matter. It's gonna happen sooner or later.
Why are you so important to Marlene? And don't lie to me, or we'll take you back.
There's a Firefly base camp somewhere out west. With doctors. They're working on a cure.
I've heard this before.
And whatever happened to me is
It's the key to finding the vaccine. That's what this is. We've heard this a million times. Vaccines, miracle cures. None of it works. Ever.
You, man, I didn't ask for this.
You and me both. This isn't gonna end well, Tess.
Let's just finish it. It doesn't matter if she is or she isn't what the Fireflies say. If they believe that she is, then we get what we want.
So presumably she has some genetic variant immune response to this fungal infection and was able to naturally cure herself of the fungal infection before it ravaged her body and turned her into a zombie. I understand everybody looking for the cure. And so, yeah, Joel's questioning it. I totally get it. On the other hand, if she survived a zombie bite and is showing no signs of becoming a zombie herself, maybe she really is the cure. I don't know. So he shouldn't just be writing it off, and Tess is totally right. Regardless, she's their key to getting what they need.
It's like a f***ed up moon. Is this where they bombed?
Yeah, they hit most of the big cities like this. They had to slow the spread somehow. Worked here, but it didn't in most places.
So I guess they were just bombing to slow the spread and not necessarily to completely eradicate it. Very similar to what happened during the COVID pandemic. We wore masks, we sheltered in place so that we could slow the spread, flatten the curve and keep the hospitals from being overrun. Obviously, this is a much different, more apocalyptic situation, but they're definitely taking, hints from reality.
There's so many.
The last time we were here, they were still deep inside the buildings. Then I guess enough people came through looking for the QZ. We went inside seeking shelter. And that's how they get more and more of the city, bit by bit, year after year.
They're connected.
More than you know. The fungus also grows underground. Long fibers like wires, some of them stretching over a mile. You step on a patch of cordyceps in one place, and you can wake a dozen infected from somewhere else. Now they know where you are, now they come. You're not immune from being ripped apart.
Whoa, there's so much just creepy there. Okay, so with mold and fungus that we deal with on a regular basis, that's something that we tell people, that what you can see is just the top part of it. It really burrows deep in things. So for example, in bread or in cheese, you may see just a little bit of it on top, but that means that there's a lot growing through the rest of it. Again, this is a situation where they've taken something that we know is true of fungus, of mold, and extrapolated it to a zombie apocalypse. Holy crap. So their faces are completely engulfed in this fungus. It looks like the fungus is actually eating their brains, literally taking over their brains and coming out of it. Ooh. On a physiologic level, I'm not entirely certain how that would work because I would think that normal physiologic processes at some point stop. I guess that's why some people die in a few weeks. Some people apparently live 10 or 20 years. That looks horrifying.
I mean, if it was gonna happen to one of us.
What about the kid? Maybe the first bite didn't take. But what about the second?
How about you just take the good news?
With her twisted ankle, yes, totally could be a sprain, and she's taping it up, which is great. She's giving it some stability. The one thing that I would have done from a medical perspective is palpate the bones and just make sure there's no fracture. Obviously, they're, again, in a very apocalyptic situation, and so even if it's fractured, she just kind of has to keep going. But if it is fractured, then she may need a little bit more stability to help it heal a little better. With sprains, they heal pretty slowly, unfortunately. The blood flow isn't the best. The most commonly sprained ligament is the ATFL. Again, in this kind of situation, she's just gotta tape it up and keep going. Also, when it comes to Ellie being bit, if she's already immune to this fungus, she may launch an even quicker immune response. Joel's right for being concerned. Maybe the first time didn't get her, but the second time will. If she really is immune, then it probably wouldn't. There may be other things at play here, like maybe a hypersensitivity reaction, and she may have a different type of reaction to the bite. So I understand and actually agree with Joel about being concerned and maybe watching her a little bit more closely after this bite.
Our luck had to run out sooner or later.
She's infected.
Show me.
Look. Joel. This is real. You get her there. You keep her alive. And you set everything right. How many?
All of them. Maybe a minute.
Say who you can say.
No! We're not leaving her! Get off me, you
I get it. If she's infected, obviously they don't have any sort of cure for this yet. I get him leaving her there in order to serve the greater good, bring this child, who is apparently the answer to this pandemic, and helping the rest of the world. I really hope Tess lives, but we'll see. Well, there goes that hope. The fungal kissing, I need more information on what in the hell that is. Ooh. Well, that episode was quite the ride. Stick around for the rest of the episodes in this season. Leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel. It really helps the girl out. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Jess the MD. I really enjoyed spending time with you. I hope you enjoyed spending time with me, and I will see you in the very next one. Bye.